I can't hear you. What is it? Oh, man. Do you see how much pain I'm going through just to prove a point? But I'm going to tell you, this point is necessary. See, some of you all need some duct tape across your mouth that says to shut up because you have a problem controlling your words. Man, listen, James 3 verse 5 says that an uncontrolled tongue brings so much destruction that it's like a furious fire, and its source is in hell. See, sometimes those of us who claim to be believers have a hard time actually believing in what God said he would do. And we often find ourselves spewing words that speak death instead of life. But today I want to remind you of a friend of mine that I found in the Word. His name is Daniel. You might know him. In Daniel chapter 10, we find where Daniel was praying and fasting for God to bring him revelation for a dream that he had had. And actually, Daniel prayed and fasted for 21 days. That's a whole 3 weeks. Now, if I'm honest, some of us can't even get through one day. You know what I mean? Like you said you were going to fast, but by the time 6 p.m. hits, you're like, girl, I got to have something to eat. Well, Daniel, he stuck to that prayer and fasting. But I believe it was those words that Daniel prayed and the worship that Daniel gave while he was praying and fasting that finally caused Michael, the archangel, to stand up and allow the prayer to be answered. See, the reason why it took so long was what was happening is there was a demon, the demon of Persia, actually, that was fighting the angel that was sent to give Daniel the answer from God from the very first day. You see, God wasn't late with the answer. God wasn't just deciding not to answer Daniel. He had sent the answer to Daniel the moment Daniel started praying. But that demon knew that if the answer came, that he would be in some serious trouble. So they put up a fight. They were wrestling, but Daniel was still praying. And then Michael came and he relieved Daniel's angel to finally come and give him the answer to that prayer. I want to encourage you today, no matter how long you've been waiting. I know sometimes you start out strong with your fasting and praying, and then when you don't see it right away, you give up and you start speaking words of doubt. You start speaking words of death instead of life. But I want you to remember Daniel and hold on to those words of life. How about you become God's cheerleader? If you can imagine God and the host of angels around him coming to give you your answer, how about you use your prayer, your fasting, and your worship to be his cheerleader? Go, Jesus, go. I know you're coming for me. Speak words of life, and your answer is surely on the way.